Hello and welcome back to Harvest Moon, more Friends of Mineral Town. We're in the first update of year 3 in this game, so we've made it to year 3, and what a year it's going to be, I tell you. This season has sucked severely. However, one magnificent thing has happened, and that is that I got married. So yeah, you can see Gray is here hanging out in my house, being my husband, being totally nonchalant about it. He does say some pretty sweet things when you're at home, but if he's at work or out, he doesn't really say a whole lot of anything, and that really goes for all the bachelors. But anyways, yeah, so I married Gray, and that has been going well. I married him on the 10th of spring. It'll be marked on your calendar, and it will also be marked as your anniversary date. 5 days from the day that you get married, your husband, if you're playing as a female character, or you, if you're playing as a male character, will plant the seed, put the ingredients into the oven, and you know. Okay, enough with sex preferences. So 5 days from your wedding, you will get a relatively lackluster cutscene of, yeah, that. And then 15 days from that point, you will become pregnant. You, or again, or your wife, if you're playing as a male. So on the 30th day of spring, I should get a little event that will say that I'm pregnant, and then 60 days from that point you actually have a child. So the reason I got married in spring and I didn't really tell anybody about it was because it takes 90 full days to actually have a child, which is almost a full season. So I wanted to get that done in spring so that all of the winter season I can show you guys the kid, and I'll have the kid for at least one season of the year, and then I may have to do like little events with the kid in the 4th year and just do that kind of separately or splice it into a bonus episode or something. So anyways, that's that. Just to let you guys have some information. So 20 days for the pregnancy kind of warning that you're pregnant, 5 days for the sex, and then 60 days to have a kid. So that's how it goes in this version of Harvest Moon. All the festivals, again, not recording because I've already gone through and I've done them and shown them off. The only festival I haven't done ever is the cooking festival. I was going to actually do it this year, and I was planning on recording it, and I was planning on just showing that off. I actually went later than I was supposed to. You can only put in an entry before noon, and I completely forgot, and I put in an entry at, I think, or I went to go put an entry in around, I want to say 1 o'clock. So yeah, I was way too late. Oh my god, I left my sheep outside. I'm so sorry! I put all my other animals inside, but I completely forgot about you. Oh crap. Move! Move so I can move. I hate this. Ugh, I should just go inside and get my bell. It would make life faster. Anywho, yes, I went to go enter the cooking festival, and I wasn't allowed to enter, and I didn't have like a previous save or save state or anything, so I just didn't bother. I then looked into it. I did some research, and I figured, well, you know what, if I can't enter the cooking contest, then I'll at least tell everybody what you win, or if there's any reward. And yeah, there is no reward. It's just personal gratification for being better than everybody else at cooking, which is a crappy reward, because the cooking festival is actually pretty difficult. You have to make something that has a lot of ingredients in it, something that's worth a lot of money, and something that is really going to outshine some of the other people in town. So yeah, it's really not an easy festival, and you get jack crap for it. So that was really disappointing. That was just what I read from a couple different sources. That might be wrong or something, but I kind of tried to cross-reference that before just saying that there's no reward. I mean, if you're trying to marry someone like Gourmet, obviously it would be really, really vital to win the contest every year, but that's just not the route that I'm going. So I must be half asleep today. I'm trying to shear my sheep when they have no wool. I had a long day at work today. I'm going to blame it on that. I can, however, milk my cows. So medium rare, still happy, but only giving me some small milk. Meanwhile, Bessie is happy and giving me large milk, so Bessie's kind of had her kind of full upgrade. Largest milk she'll give me is large, and of course we're working on medium rare and I guess her heart points. So when the time comes to do the cow festival and the sheep festival, one can hope that I will have enough hearts with these animals to enter them. Because as we saw with the cow festival that I had just shown off, like entered but didn't really do much with, I didn't win obviously. It's just like a black screen where they silently judge your animal and you just hope you win, which is kind of silly comparative to something like the horse festival, which is, you know, pretty involved. So anyways, enough rambling about that. Nothing changed in that aspect. I'm just trying to take care of the animals. For some reason, I left my sheep outside. I think what happened was I herded all the other animals into the barn. That one was stuck in a corner. I left it, and then I just forgot about it. So, whoops, my bad. Hopefully my animals don't get sick, because I will tell you, this has literally, and I'm not even kidding, this has been like the worst season in Harvest Moon ever. This is like almost worse than my first year in winter, and I constantly complained about that season because I was broke and bored and there was nothing to do and it was a disaster. But springtime has absolutely just, it blows. It really blows. Every second day, like clockwork, it's been raining. So I haven't been putting my animals outside because you have no idea what a pain in the ass it is to drag 12 animals outside for like 6 or 7 hours in a day, and then to go ahead and then drag them inside at the end of the day. It takes up so much time, especially carrying out your chickens individually. So I just said forget it. I haven't really had my animals out all season, except for a stretch where there's been some festivals, because there's always going to be good weather on festivals, and my animals have been able to munch on the grass and stuff. But yeah, constantly, and I literally mean constantly raining in spring, which is really kind of abnormal. So far in the game, I haven't really ran into that problem, but this season, in this year, it's just been an absolute disaster. So it's been raining, and for some reason, I don't know why, I haven't been letting my animals outside. I've been making sure to feed them and take care of them, but I think 5 out of the 7 chickens that I have been sick. One of my cows and one of my sheep got sick, and I do not know why. I know that sometimes when your animals get old, old age is a factor, and sometimes they get sick, but there was literally no reason for these animals to get sick, and I was really peeved, because I had to spend so much money on animal medicine. Luckily, none of my animals died. They're all okay, but most of them died. I also had like a summer storm, which I've never had happen in this game. I've had like a summer storm happen in like Animal Parade, but I've never had a spring storm happen, which was really interesting. I just had a spring kind of, I guess, windstorm or a typhoon or something come through. Same thing as winter. It came and pretty much destroyed my field. If I pull up my map, you might be able to see, but I've got a lot more weeds than I previously did. I went ahead and I mowed down some of the weeds, and I took down some of the rocks and some of the branches, but I had a bunch of stuff on my field that I had to fix, which was a major pain in the arse. I couldn't feed my animals that day, which I think is one of the days that they got sick. And yeah, it was just a big disaster. I ran out of chicken feed, and I couldn't feed my chickens for one day. And of course, I ran out of chicken feed on a Sunday, and that is the only day that the chicken farm is closed. So, you know, FML. That really sucked. I have had the worst luck ever this season. Luckily, you know, I do have a lot of money to counteract that, but it's still just been a major pain. So I really hope summer will be better. And hopefully some stuff will happen, some exciting things, and I can plant pineapples again and make major amounts of cash, because I don't really need to give Kai the pineapples anymore. For those of you who are wondering, you know, I got married in spring, but I haven't recorded a lot of the events yet. What I've done is I've just made I made a double kind of save before I married Gray and gave him the blue feather. And what I'm going to do is just sell all of my animals and just not make any money, and just work on decreasing heart points so that I can see the events with the rivals. It really doesn't take that long, and they're really short events, and I think they can all be triggered in either year 3 or year 4, so it's really not that bad. So I'm going to be doing that in my spare time. I can just kind of speed through that. I've also been using the flowers and stuff that I have to give villagers presents that I have kind of been neglecting. So, Anna, Sasha, Basil, yeah, whatever. Anna, she doesn't like anything. She doesn't really like flowers. I don't know, whatever. Mary, the mayor, Harris, Ellen's my friend already. Stu, I've been giving presents to. May, Barley, pretty much everyone that I can think of. I also have been giving Juan presents, and I'll actually go to Juan's store before it closes so that I can show you guys this really cool feature that I unlocked. It may be worth befriending Juan, and I befriended him by giving him gold ore, because he's rich. I don't know if he's rich or if he just wishes he was rich, but anyways, he's a cheap bastard and loves money, so if you give him things that look like gold or look like they're going to be expensive, he's going to really like them. So anyways, I went ahead and I just gave him a bunch of gold ore. I walked into a store one day, and he told me that I now have the ability to sell things to him. So if you go up to Juan's counter, if you are his friend, or you, I guess, have enough heart points with him, then he'll actually let you sell things, apart from buying them. To sell something, what you have to do, I'm just going to exit out, is you actually have to hold the item in your hand, walk up to him, and then sell it. If you try to sell it without having an item in your hand, he'll tell you that he can't see what you're trying to sell him. So he'll buy things that you cannot sell normally. So he'll buy something like flowers. So you can sell flowers, depending on what they are, for like $100 each. That doesn't seem like much in retrospect, but honestly, these are items that you're getting for free that nobody else will buy, and it's something for, just a little bit of extra cash flow if you're really having troubles getting money, or if you really just want to grind money. You can just go to the mount and pick all these flowers and then go back to the store and sell them. So I thought I would show that off because that was really cool. That was one of the things I had crossed off the list. That was something I wanted to do before I ended the game, because I think that's relatively important. It's something that maybe people don't know about, because unless you're playing as a girl and you want to marry Juan, well, I don't think most people would really invest their time in looking into that. So just a little tip, and it is very, very helpful in some cases. So that's that. I'm going to go to the lake now, because as a couple of you have pointed out, there are 6 power berries in the game. However, there is also a secret power berry, which is a blue power berry, which you can get from Kappa. If I pull up my menu, you'll see that I actually have it there on my menu screen. It's right next to all my red power berries. So you get this from Kappa by throwing cucumbers in the lake. You only need 1 cucumber per day, but you need to throw cucumbers in for 10 days straight without missing a day. So I did that. I did it after my wedding with Gray, just because something like your wedding, I think, takes up an entire day, and you would miss that otherwise. So make sure you do it on a day that you're not going to miss out on, like New Year's or a wedding, or something like that. You can do it on festival days. Just go before you go to the festival, because he doesn't have any specific time that you need to give it to him. And I thought I was doing it wrong at first, because his dialogue, he'll basically pop up and say, "You're annoying, don't come back." But I persisted with it. I gave him 10 cucumbers, 1 for each day, and he gave me the berry. So thank you for those of you who pointed that out. I only threw that flower in there just to get rid of it because it was in my hands. And that is now something else that is crossed off the list and completed. So the 6th power berry is also something that I'm going to be able to get because I upgraded my fishing rod. So let's go to my menu and take a look at what we got here. When you get married, your spouse will appear below you with as many hearts as they have, and then of course we all have the regular screen that we've been seeing since the dawn of time with all the stats, and animals and all that stuff. All my animals are actually healthy, which is unbelievable because they have not been. Pain in my arse. You can see Bessie's up to quite a few hearts. I think she's going to be very, very eligible for the cow festival, which is great. Working on the sheep, I need to brush them more, I think, and if I do, then hopefully they will also be, or one of them will be eligible for the sheep festival. Haven't used the harvest sprites, so that's really nothing new there. As you can see, I actually made quite a bit of money, but, you know, I also spent a bunch, so you lose some, you gain some. And on the tool level list, you'll see that I upgraded the fishing rod to gold, and I just need to use it a little bit more, and then I'll be able to upgrade it to Mistral, and then that will 100% complete my tools, unless it is that I want to get cursed tools and then turn them into blessed tools, which I most likely am not going to do. So that's that. And once you have the gold fishing rod, you can go to the pier, fish off the end of the pier by charging it up, and then you can actually catch a power berry. So that is the last power berry in the game, and that's something that I'm going to have to try and work on. As you can see here, I had 4 things of crops that are no longer growing here. I had cabbage, I think, that I bought from Juan. That grew, and then because it took almost a full season to grow, I then just put turnips here because I knew that they were going to come in by the end of season. I probably won't put anything in for the last 5 days because there's just no point, you know, whatever. And then of course, I had to grow cucumbers because I had to do that thing for Kappa, and I like growing cucumbers. I find that they get you quite a bit of profit, and they regrow every couple of days, so you can just plant them once, water them until they grow fully, and then they will flower, and then you'll get something new every couple of days. So that is that. And I think that's it for the update. The last thing, I guess, that I can think of is that I redid my windows. I actually don't remember what they looked like before. I guess I'd have to look at another video, but I got square windows with a trimming, I think. It looks a little nicer, I noticed, and of course my doghouse is still the same, and my mailbox still kind of stands out because it's just the weird mailbox that I decided to buy because I felt like it, I guess. And yeah, that's it. If you want to, your spouse would be in bed, you can actually talk to them. And if they're in bed, they'll say, "Good night, I love you." Aw, that's so cute. They actually also look really cute when they're sleeping. All the sprites do. They all look really adorable, but you don't have to go to bed at the same time as your spouse. I mean, if you want to go to bed before them, then there's no like secret heart level that goes up or down if you go to bed at the same time as them or whatnot. Because I know some Harvest Moon games have that, but this game does not. So, whew, okay, I think that is everything. So I've got 6 more days, or more technically, I guess 5 more days of spring. Like I said, on the 30th day of spring, I should get the pregnancy notice, which will be great. I will record that, of course. And then I'm going to be moving on to summer, which I really hope is not going to be as unforgiving as spring has been. It's been a bit of a long haul. Didn't go as smoothly as I thought it would, but I made it through. So, yep, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you will join me and Gray for summer of Harvest Moon Muffins and Mineral Town. See you later.